Shalom, family. Okay, guess this will be part two of Light in a Dark Place. I'm going to start from where I left off at. I just got finished reading Matthew 10:25 through 26. What you have noticed is more of God's people have been revealing what God has planned, what God has been showing them about the things to come. People have been having more dreams. People have been seeing visions. The Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, has been downloading more and more information into the people. And a lot of these people can't contain it. A lot of these people cannot hold it back or keep it to themselves. They've been posting, or if not posting, they've been speaking in certain areas that are still letting you speak as far as in the church. If they're not doing that, then just in strangers that they run across, they are releasing the word. It has to get out. They can't hold it to themselves. But this is part of what the Bible was talking about, that in the last days, this is going to increase more and more. More and more God is going to be releasing and releasing unto his people so that the word can reach out to everybody. Because remember, he don't want any to perish. So there will be no reason, no way that you can say, oh, well, I didn't know, or oh, I hadn't heard that. Nobody told me. No. We got stuff like social media now, that allows you to have information at your fingertips. It's going to be real hard for you to stand before him and be like, no, I didn't know none of that. Nobody told me anything. Sorry, that's not true. You can get your hands on pretty much anything nowadays through just your phone when it calls for information. Now, you want to get to the right information, because not all information is the right information. But we're going to finish on. We're going to go to Colossians chapter 1. We're going to read verse 26 through 28. And it reads as thus. Even the mystery which hath been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to his saints, to whom God would make known what is the riches of the glory of his mystery among the Gentiles, which is Christ, or Hamashiach, in you, the hope of glory. So our hope is in Hamashiach. But none of this stuff he's kept from you. He's revealed unto you the mysteries. Yeshua told his disciples, he said that the mysteries were given to you all to know the kingdom, to know what was coming up. You all would not be in darkness at all. Not unless you choose to be in darkness. But even those who are choosing to be in darkness are being forced into the light to see, wait a minute, something ain't right about this. There's something real strange that's going on around us. I mean, they saying some stuff that's like really off the wall. Like, hold on, what are you talking about? You didn't do nothing about this, but you're doing something about that. You didn't make all these provisions for that over there, but you making it for this. What's the bigger agenda? What are you really doing? I mean, you got doctors, you got lawyers, you got so many people that are speaking out against the madness, against the wrong that's being done. But remember, I told you, there are players that have been introduced into the board game. And those players are making their strategic moves too. So you focused on one area where the next player is doing something else. They don't sideswipe you because you looking that way. You got to pay attention to all your surroundings, everything around you. Now, you can close yourself off into a bubble and say, oh, well, it is what it is. The world is going to go the way it's going to go. No, don't do that. Yes, I know prophecy has been written. You just don't know the time frame of that prophecy. Prophecy has been written, but do you not know that you can hold up some stuff too if you pray about it? You don't believe me? Go back and read Jonah. Jonah knew what the Lord told him about. He was finna get ready to destroy Nineveh, but he also knew that God was a merciful God. He didn't even want to go to Nineveh. Like, no, I'm not going over there because I know how you are. If I go over there, there's a possibility you might decide not to destroy them, and I'd rather for them to be destroyed. I really do. You can't be like that. Sorry. No, you got to go anyways. You got to do anyways, regardless of how you feel. Regardless if you say, well, it's written. I mean, it's going to come to pass anyways. Did not David, when he messed up, that joker gave off one last hurrah, and the Lord decided not to kill him when he was supposed to die too? What about King, I think it was Hezekiah, if I'm not mistaken, who prayed and got time added onto his life? So stop acting as though, oh, well, I ain't no need for me to pray. I mean, it is what it is. No, because you can also slow it down. You can make it the way God don't even do it at this moment. What happened to if my people? Ooh, are you not his people anymore? If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways and seek my face, then they will hear from heaven and I'll heal their lands. But if you choose, well, it's written down, ain't no need for me to turn, ain't no need for me to pray. I mean, go and do your thing, Lord. No. Wake up, people. Because if you don't wake up, things are coming. And when it comes, you're not going to want to be able to see what comes. Will you be able to contain it? Will you be ready? I mean, it is what it is. And you think, this earthly weapons are going to be able to help you for what's coming up? Nope. Sorry. Because that's just one segment of what's coming. That's not the full picture. If only you could see the full picture, you would understand your little earthly weapons ain't got nothing to do with this spiritual warfare that's going on. You can pull out your guns all you want, but who you shooting at that point? All right, let's move on because I don't want to get too sidetracked on where I'm supposed to be going. Yeshua informs us that we too are the light. And let's go into Matthew. We're going to go to Matthew 5:14 through 16. And it reads as thus. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. This ain't the moment where you need to let your light go dim. You need to shine brighter than ever before, regardless of the things that you see coming up. This ain't the time to get in relaxed mode and sit back and say, oh, well, it's happening in that city. It ain't reached my city yet. I'm good. No. When you are shown those different things, you need to drop to your knees just that much more. When you are shown these different things, you need to be prepared just that much more for this spiritual warfare that's coming, for this persecution that's coming, for these changes that's coming. If you've been paying attention to it, because remember, the media has been highlighting one thing while everything else has been being slid under the table. No. There's a bigger agenda. There's a bigger picture. It's time for the light to come forward. It's time for the light to be shined on these situations. And there is nothing that the enemy can do that's going to be able to change that. They can't hide from it. It's got to come forth. Will you stand in the gap? Will you help out your fellow brethren? Will you pray for the remnant? That the remnant rises up, that the remnant be prepared, that the remnant walk in their calling and don't feel like or sit back and be like, oh, well, it is what it is. No. What are you doing that requires you, that means that you're walking in your calling? It's good to hear the words of others, but what are you doing? Each and every last one of us got something placed on the inside of us that has to do with the things that we're getting ready to go into. Whether you're teaching, whether you're helping, whether you're a healer, whether you're a seer, whether you just prophesy, whatever it is, whatever has been placed on the inside of you, that's what you're supposed to be working towards. Family is good, but you can't allow the attachments of this world to hinder you. And people, they can look at me however they want to and feel a certain type of way however they want to. One thing Yeshua said to them when they tried to point out who his mother was and who his brother was, he said, y'all getting it twisted. Y'all talking about this earthly stuff. The people who is my mother and who's my brother is the people who do the will of the Father. Anybody else becomes strangers. You're not doing the will of the Father. You're more consumed with the world stuff. You become a stranger. I can't help you unless you want to be helped. Most people want to help people who actually helping themselves. They do. But if I'm constantly telling you, but you constantly saying, I don't want to listen, I don't want to hear that, that's too much. My own situation is enough to deal with all by itself. I don't want to hear no godly stuff that requires for me to have to walk right, live right, or try to work on helping somebody else. I got my own issues that I need to work on. But even my own issues, I don't even want to address. I don't even want to approach. I don't even want to attack those things. You can stay away from it all you want to. But if you are chosen or a called one of the Father, you can't run and you definitely can't hide. It's either you gonna do your calling after you don't got up off of your back because he had to place you there in order for you to look at him, or whether he's closed all doors to where you gotta call on him now because the need is so strong. Sorry, I don't want to get to that level. And I said, we all different types of children. Some children, you just got to talk to them and they'll get it. Other children, they really got to go for the full-fledged whooping before they finally get it. I'm not one of them kids. I'm one of them kids who kind of sit back and I observe. I spectate. I ask questions. I do. Because I know when you ask questions, majority of the time, somebody going to give you the true answer. So I will ask questions. And then in spectating and asking questions and then in doing, that's where the results come in from. I see the changes that are going on. And in the midst of the changes, I'm pressing towards the mark as well as getting prepared. Not just, I got to be prepared all around, put it like that. Mentally, physically, spiritually, everything possible, because the enemy attacks all those areas. So you can think you got one undercover. One taken care of. I got this one down to the T. My mental situation is good. I'm one with myself. Oh, okay. The enemy only coming around the curve to attack you in a whole nother area that you didn't have situated, that you thought was just kind of smooth because that area seemed like it was peaceful. Not since you let your guard down. That's the actual door that he's coming in. Be aware and be watchful of all things around you. If I can leave you with one thing, I will leave you with this. Allow your light to shine. Know that there are things that are coming. Because the ball is in motion now. The birth and pains are at its beginning stage. We got to be prepared, people. One thing Yeshua said to his disciples is that, look out at the field. Do you see how white it is out there? You got to understand that the harvest is plentiful. Can't you see it? But the laborers, they're few. It is a few people that's out there that's ready to pick the harvest. But it's a lot of them. They were coming in by the drones to hear what Yeshua was saying to them. By the drones. They were overtaking him. They wanted more and more. The spirit man was looking to be fed. So they're out there. But will you feed them? They're out there. Will you bring them in? Or will you look past them as though they are a burden to you? You don't have that type of time. You got your own life to deal with. Mm-mm. You can't be like that. Yeshua told you that it has been made so ready for you because there were people that came before you that sowed the seed. Meaning you didn't even have to do no work for this. It was already done before you even got here. All you got to do is take in the harvest and receive the wages for it, receive the reward. What downfall is that? There is nothing but goodness that comes out of that. But you choose not to take in the harvest, not to receive the wages. You good where you are. Go get the harvest people. Bring them in so that they can be saved too. Don't look at them acting out in their fleshly ways. Look at them as a sheep that needs to be saved. The same way the Father looked at you, the same way Yeshua looked at you by being the shepherd, as the sheep that just needed to be saved. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I thank you. I thank you for your hedge of protection that you have around each and every last one of us. Lord, be our eyes and our ears. If you say go to the right, allow us to go to the right. If you say go to the left, allow us to go to the left. We need you to lead and guide us the same way that you did the Israelites during the wilderness. But don't allow us to be out in the wilderness as long as they were. Allow us to get it quickly so that we can go over into the promised land as you promised us. Lord, give us strength. For you already said that where we are weak, you are magnified and you are strong. Lord, allow us to be able to help those who are lost. Those who feel like even they got it all together but still have no clue. Let the words of my mouth, the meditation in my heart, be acceptable in thy sight. O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. Be blessed, family. Shalom.